Hi guys, welcome back to the Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at one of the figures from the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary line, because that is of course the 40th celebration of the release of Return of the Jedi, with it being released in 1983. And the figure in question we'll be looking at is Wicket the Ewok. Now before we take proper looks at this figure, we will look at the packaging that this one comes in. And once again, in traditional original trilogy 40th anniversary style, they've gone with the vintage card back, and I think, this time around, it's great to have, once again, good to see. They've even marked that it is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi right there, with the Return of the Jedi marker on the side, and Wicket with the original vintage collection shot of Wicket from the original line back in 1983, and of course the subsequent vintage collection releases of the figure. On the back there, you do of course get the other figures available in this wave, and apart from Wicket, they are all pretty much re-releases. Most of which three of which I already own. That one, and that one I already own and have reviewed on the channel. Those being Boba Fett, Han Solo, and Princess Leia. So we do also get a Biker Scout, which is out, and I've never got myself around to getting one of those in the Black Series line. And of course, Skiff Guard Lando Calrissian, which I also do not have. But Wicket is the only brand new one in this wave so far. I don't know if there'll be another wave coming out at some point as well, like they did with New Hope or with Empire Strikes Back. They did have a little bit of a larger selection a little later on of newer reissues. So there could be some more further down the line coming, with Celebration coming up as well at the time of filming this review, and I will be in attendance at Celebration. I managed to grab a second chance ticket, so I will be in attendance on the Sunday. Very much looking forward to going to Celebration, seeing what they have to offer regarding these figures. But yeah, seeing Wicket get the packaging, they've tried. As you can see, they've given it a full size bubble. Card back bubble. This is due to the amount of accessories that are included. You do have to question the price you pay for it due to the size of the actual figure in the bubble against the card back versus the amount of accessories that were actually included. So yeah, it's a bit of a questionable fact as to the price I paid, 'cause it was the same retail price as the Princess Leia was when I bought the Sith Bin Planet. So yeah, it was a bit more cheaper price than I wanted it to be, but that's what we got right now. And of course, quick thing to say about this is that these are the only ways now where you can get the plastic with the plastic packaging, as Hasbro have decided to do away with the plastic on the Black Series packaging. I do have one figure now at the time of filming this review which has come in the plastic-free packaging, so I will get around to reviewing that one in question soon. But yeah, these now are the only ones where you get the whole plastic card back, where you can see the figure inside the packaging. Again, I'm actually for the whole, as an opener, don't care. It's something that I'm a-okay with the packaging being plastic free. It's the whole reasons they have behind it, by all means, yeah, and I'm okay with it due to me, as I said, being an opener, I'm fine with it. But it is a shame to not see the figure inside the packaging as you open it. But having had one, I do see the way how Hasbro have really got into sort of protecting it as you get in. But I'll get more to that when I review the figure in the plastic free packaging. So we'll take a look at Wicket now. Just by the way I'm holding him there, you can see just how big he is. He's not that big at all. He's literally, but they've scaled him nicely for 3 3/4 inch figures, and the little detail on him is so good. I mean, just really capturing the characters. He's a little bear, Ewok teddy bear, that they have in the movie Return of the Jedi. And of course, Wicket does make a brief little appearance at the end of The Rise of Skywalker as well. A lot of you will remember that as you see the First Order Star Destroyer is getting destroyed, there is a shot on Endor where Wicket can be seen watching the Star Destroyers and the victory of the Resistance. So yeah, that's a moment that we do have with that. And he's actually the second Ewok to have been released in the Black Series line, the first being Paplu. He was released as part of the Heroes of Endor set and has been released since individually. I never got him in the end though, so I just never bothered with him. But we do get the accessories with him. As first of all, what I do have here, this is what I display him with, because he has this spear that he carries with him in Return of the Jedi, because of course he walks with it and he gives Leia a nudge with it, waking her up while she's unconscious. He sort of nudges her like that sort of thing with it. So yeah, it's a good little accessory to start off with there. But it's not the only accessory that gets included with Wicket. You also get a few others. So you've got sort of a club which you can, he can have him hitting the stormtroopers with it or something like that. Just there for the enjoyment. And I've got here what I think is meant to be a torch, either a torch like a drumstick. You know, when you see him, there's brief bits in the movie. There's one bit when they're sort of getting ready to cook Han Solo, and you see him hitting the drums with another Ewok. So that's sort of what I see that one with. So yeah, that's another good a little accessory to include with the figure. And the final one being it's sort of a bow and arrow accessory. It is the arrow is sort of fixed in there, so you can't lose it. And so again, you can have him holding it and be able to, you know, there's not really very posable you can get with him with the bow and arrow, but yeah, that's what we get with that one. So it's not my favourite one of the accessories, that one, because I don't think we really see Wicket himself use the bow and arrow in Return of the Jedi. So I'm just gonna stick with the droid with the spear. Of course, Return of the Jedi wasn't Wicket's only on-screen appearance. As I said, Rise of Skywalker, but of course Wicket does have a prominent role in two rather questionable movies. I think it's one that a lot of fans just don't talk about these days, and I don't talk about them much either. Yeah, I don't talk about them. Or there was a TV show as well, and again, I watched that. I watched an episode of that, and I was just like, "What the hell did I just watch?" That is my honest view on the Ewoks TV show. You can tell Star Wars had some strange things to say the least in the 80s when it came to those spin-off material, like the you see people whinge about stuff that comes out now, and I'm like, have you seen this stuff? Like, it's not good. Like, I've seen people saying they're good, but to be honest, that's just out of spite. I can tell it's just out of spite. They're not really that good, and yeah, I just want to stop talking about them now because they're just so bad. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, this Wicket figure I think it was worth having an Ewok in the collection as well, and I thought if they do reissue Paploo at some point, that'd be great, or if they give us some more Ewoks in the collection, that would be great, because I think there's some definite other ones that we can get. Logray, for example, it'd be great to have him, the Medicine Man, or Chief Chirper. Be good to have some of them and have a little bit of an Ewok set going on, or you could make a sort of any gaming greats collectors can make a sort of Ewok hunt, like from Battlefront 2. If you've got a lot of stormtroopers, a lot of scout troopers, have your own little Ewok hunt. I think it'd be pretty cool to sort of create on the shelves. But we'll look down everything on the Ewoks figure now. So you do have the sort of head scarf, hood, robe thing. They've got the nice little markings on there, and the thing isn't removable, so you can't take it off Wicket here. But the little details, the little furry details going on there, indicating just the little greys and the brown markings. It's really well done. Like, Hasbro have just gone out and giving us a good Ewok action figure when it comes to Wicket, and I'm glad to have him in the collection there. As I said, he goes well with either version of Princess Leia. Either you got the Ewok Village version, or just the standard Battle for Endor version. He goes really well with that one. And even if you had him next to R2D2, they go really well together as well. Like, just he stands in nicely with the Return of the Jedi, with the little variation Return of the Jedi has with aliens. Even looking back on the film, that has such a variation of aliens. You got Jabba's aliens at the start of the film, and then it just moves on. The film goes on. You got the ones with the Rebel Alliance. You got the Pirate. You got the Ewoks. It's a good collection of what goes on in Return of the Jedi, and I hope we get more of them with the 40th anniversary. There's some characters I'm not so much of a fan of. I know Admiral Akbar's been released, but I'm not really intending to get him. I'll be brutally honest, I've never been a fan of the character, so I won't be getting an Admiral Akbar action figure. But and Nine Nunn, again, another one I'm not too much of a fan of, but I'd seen him in the comic books and stuff. I think he'd be worthy of having an action figure. He's not had one yet. Like, I've got a Power of the Force version of him on my shelves back there, so I do have a version of him at least. But yeah, that's all I can really say. But as I said, Wicket the Ewok, worth having, played by the legendary Warwick Davis, who has of course gone on to appear in a lot of Star Wars media and just many other stuff, because of course he went on to play Weasel in The Phantom Menace whilst also playing Wald, and of course he reprised his role as Weasel in Solo, A Star Wars Story. And then of course he made other appearances in Force Awakens, Rogue One, The Last Jedi. You know, I think it's a sin he hasn't appeared in Mandalorian or anything like that yet. I really think they should have given him a role to put in in those shows. I think it'd be great to just have him in something else another time. And of course, Warwick Davis is also known for his Harry Potter roles and many other things he's done as well. So it's a lot this actor's done in time. Before I finish off the review, I'll give a quick rundown on the articulation as well. He's got the ball jointed head, ball hinged shoulders and elbows, ball hinged wrists, a swivel ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, and ball joint rockers at the ankles. There's no articulation in the knees, but given the size of the legs, it makes sense as to why this is the case. So I'm not going to really criticise that, because it's like with Yoda. Like, the Yoda figure doesn't have articulation in the knees, and it just, due to the size of the figure, it makes a bit more sense, because it wouldn't even look like, it would just be like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to really fold them forward. So yeah, so that's an okay issue it's not really an issue to worry about when it comes to it. You know, this is the one time where it's the case. But I just think the price, as I said, I paid retail value for this, which was like £25, I think. For Wicket, they could have, you know, knocked him down a little bit, but, you know, Hasbro are just firing prices. I haven't really ordered anything off Hasbro Pulse as of yet, but I see the prices that they just fire around random prices on their stuff. So I end up just going to, you know, I purchase from Star Action Figures or through Forbidden Planet, and that just works for me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking at Wicket the Ewok, and I will leave a link to where you can buy him in the description below at Star Action Figures. And I hope you enjoyed looking at him, and hope you enjoyed this video. Do drop a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll be back with some more videos very soon.